Okay, folks, in this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the common issues as a reseller that you're going to have to deal with, especially on eBay. That's the platform that I deal with mainly. And some of the issues that you have to deal with, one of the main things that people really don't like dealing with as sellers is returns. For the most part, you probably won't get them real often, as long as you are taking great pictures, as long as you're properly describing your items and mentioning any defects that might be wrong with the item and showing them in the pictures as well. And that really limits the amount of returns, the amount of problems that you're going to deal with, where you might have to either really fully refund the person, or you might have to partially refund the person. But I'm going to show you real quick some of the common, not necessarily common, but some of the issues that I deal with, that I get from customers and so forth. So let's get on right to it, all right? So this right here is a dispute that was opened by a customer. I didn't see this message. It had came in November the 5th. As you can see at the bottom, the dispute was open November the 5th. And it said that November 11th, the seller, that would be me, didn't respond to this dispute. I don't remember seeing the dispute, people. I always check my messages, and somehow I missed this one. It was for a $150 item. And what happens a lot of times, one of the problems you're going to have is that you're going to get customers every now and then who will buy an item. Now, this customer outright never said nothing to me. They just disputed your charge, and they'll do that with their credit card company. And for the most part, eBay just asks you to upload the tracking information and so forth to show that it was delivered to that person or whatever. But in this case, the person was clearly trying to defraud me and so forth, run a scam. And eBay did end up paying the person the $150, but it did not affect me none. None of the money came from me. It came strictly from eBay. eBay will do that. Their company do that a lot, especially here lately. I've been seeing that. And you'll see another issue that I had with a customer, and how eBay paid instead of the issue themselves, without affecting me at all. But this customer right here clearly ran a scam and everything, and eBay paid for it, so it didn't affect me. It just, you can see where it says amount that I owe, nothing. You're covered by seller protection. And I offer free returns, and I offer free shipping. And so I'm pretty much covered all the way around by doing that. And I'll show you how, in one way, that's key for me. This is the issue I had here recently with a printer. I sold it for $179.99, and the customer got it. At first, they left me positive feedback, but then a few days later, they said the printer just stopped printing. And it's possible this can happen because it was a used printer. I saw stuff from thrift stores mainly, and so that might be the reason why it was donated, because it had issues. A lot of times, there's no problem with items that you find in thrift stores, but sometimes this will come up. And how I protect myself to make sure that a customer is not scamming me, or try to protect myself as much as possible, is I mark my electronic items. I mark it with my own personal serial number that I have. It's on all my items. And I also mark it with security stickers. If you peel them off, it messes up the sticker. You can tell the sticker has been removed. And that's a couple ways I do it. And it actually helped me one time on a high ticket item. It wasn't real high, but it was over $100. And the seller just sent me, the buyer rather, sent me back an item that was totally different. It didn't have my numbers on the bottom of it. And so I was able to win that case through eBay by, actually eBay had ruled in their favor originally. I appealed the case, and that's how I won in the appeal process. Sometimes you're gonna have to do that. You might have to go a little extra mile with it and so forth. Then that one right there, this one right here, the printer. I got it. I checked it out, plugged it up when it was returned, and I tried to troubleshoot as much as I could. I looked on YouTube videos on troubleshooting with this particular model, and it basically came down to the fact that the printer some kind of way, whatever. The printer head um, might have got damaged in shipping. Might I tried to clean it. It has a self cleaning process and everything. Nothing worked. I put fresh ink cartridges in it. Nothing worked. So what I end up doing though, sometimes with returns like this, and there's truly a problem with the item, I will take off the item whatever I can to resell. So in this case, in this printer, I took off the paper tray. It had two paper trays, one for photos and one for paper. I took off a few other items, the power cord. Anything that I can remove off it to resell, I relisted them items to try to recoup some money back and so forth. I think I paid $30 for this printer from the thrift store. So the items that I got, if they all sell, I will make still a profit out the item and stuff like that. So that's one way of dealing with returns, that the item truly doesn't work, but you can salvage some parts off of it. So next here I have this item. This makes me feel good when I get positive feedback from customers. She really appreciated the customer service that I gave her. She asked me some information. I forgot exactly what the question was. I answered it right away. That's key to respond right away fast as you can to questions that customer asks. Sometimes I get up in the middle of the night to go measure something, to answer a question. A lot of times it results in an instant sale and stuff like that. So great customer service is key as a reseller. In this case, this customer is very happy, as you can see. 5-star feedback and so forth like that, and very appreciative of the service that I gave her. And I get a lot of that. This was my mistake. Every now and then, I either send the wrong item out. It doesn't happen that often, but it does happen. I either send the wrong item out or something like that, or I miss something, describing something in the item. Anyhow, when it's my fault, I immediately try to clean it up. In a lot of cases, I'll tell the person to keep the item. Don't worry about sending it back. But since I got free shipping, all they got to do is put it back in the package that it was sent in, and put the return label on that eBay provides them, and send it back. And they said they'll drop it off at the post office next week and so forth. So anyhow, I immediately found the correct item, and I communicate that to them. I told them I'm sending it right out. So yeah, I want to pay for shipping, but it's a light item, so it cost me a few bucks, but it was my mistake. And so just to keep just to keep the customer happy and so forth like that, because it wasn't my fault, you got to sometimes do them kind of things. Now this is what a request that was open, where customers said that they didn't get that item, and so I copied and paste all the tracking to show that it was delivered. And eBay did went in my favor and stuff like that, went in my favor. And I had to do nothing else. The request was closed after 21 days of no activity from the customer and so forth like that. So that was good. This is the issue I had with a customer. They brought this item, it was new in the box, and they sent it back. Now, when you send something back and it came in a box, you're supposed to, as the buyer, send back the box as well. Just put everything back in the box and send it back. I don't know if they destroyed the box or just threw the box away as soon as they got the item, but they sent the two items back just inside a bubble pack with no box. And they had used the item. And their reason for returning was they said that they still didn't like it. No problem. I got free returns. And so they sent it back. Well, when you got free returns, and I got free shipping as well, but when you got free returns, eBay allows you to deduct up to 50% of the cost of the item. So in this case, I deducted almost 50%. It was $7 and some change it would have been at 50%, because the item only sold for like $15. And so I deducted that. And I sent pictures showing that the item had been used. There was no box. And so when it happened in the case, eBay went on and paid. This is another case where eBay steps in and they paid the customer their money, the $7, but they let me keep the $7 that I deducted. So it didn't come from me, it came from eBay. So this is a case where this item right here, you get a lot of times where people they'll message you and say, "Will you take an offer?" They'll offer you like something. I think eBay on that end, eBay says to offer at least 50 up to 50%, no more than 50%, I guess. So this was not a bad offer, but I just put the item up. I know these breast pumps sell pretty quick, and so I counted the offer at $35. That's $3 more than what they were asking, because I had it up there for $39.99. So it'd been $5 less than, kind of meet in the middle of their asking price and my asking price. Well, they didn't respond, and I'm kind of glad because a few minutes later it sold for my full asking price, and you get that a lot with some items just hot like that, and you put up there for the right price. Um, People will want to offer you, and before you can finish trying to negotiate with that person, it'll sell at full price. So this is where now when eBay, this is where I had sold a pump. It was some kind of medical pump. I had sold it to this customer for $250, and they asked me, did I have any other medical equipment? And so I had another pump. I had it up there for like 150. I didn't have it up there actually because I was not allowed to list this pump on eBay. This other one, it said that you have to be an authorized dealer. And so what happened anyhow? He said he'd give me $100 for it, and so I was trying to find some way. He wanted me to find some way to put it up there, going a roundabout way. But that's dangerous because then I'd be risking my account of getting suspended or getting my account frozen and stuff like that. So I am telling them, listen, if I find some other medical equipment that eBay allows me to sell, I'll notify you and stuff like that. So I saved them. I told him I'll save his username and everything. If I get something else, then I will notify him first and so forth like that. I put it up there and then notify him, let him know it's up there. So if a customer asks you if something is not supposed to be sold, a lot of times medical equipment that requires a prescription is not allowed to be sold. Breathing machines, CPAP machines, and so forth. They bring good money, so people are tempted to put them up there and disregard the warnings that eBay puts up there. They will suspend your account. If you keep doing it, they'll shut it down. So beware of that. Now this is an item that you can, when you post an item, a lot of my bigger items, I know that they're going to cost more to ship to Puerto Rico, Alaska, Hawaii. You can block in PO boxes certain items too. So you can block from a customer being able to buy that item if they want it, if they live in one of them regions. And so this customer here lived in Puerto Rico, and they really, really wanted this pet cage, dog pet cage, and stuff like that. So he asked me to calculate up the shipping. I calculated the shipping. I think it came out to like $54 or something like that. And so I upped the price and included that shipping in it, and he paid it. And so like that with no problem. And so I told him I'll ship it out tomorrow. This is whereas no matter how good sometimes you pack an item, FedEx, UPS, the post office, the box would get damaged badly sometimes, and sometimes even the item. So this is the case where the box got damaged and the customer was concerned, but once they took it out and plugged up and everything was fine and they were happy. But I did have before an item, it was a high ticket item, like I sold for $1,350. I had to send it in 2 boxes and stuff like that. And the frame of it got bent, but the customer was able to fix it. FedEx is great at when you file a claim, they got an easy process and they pay immediately. UPS, the post office, they make you jump through hoops, kind of. They're a little slow in that area and so forth. But for the most part, make sure you pack your items good. I make sure I go and add more than enough material sometimes to an item, especially if I know it's fragile and so forth. And I got videos on how to pack and so forth, electronics and everything that you can check out. Now this is kind of weird. This is an item I went back and forth with this customer. I didn't hear from them for a moment, then they'll pop back up. Long story short, her father is elderly and he brought this item off eBay and la. And I say that he has to send the item back because I felt like they were fishing for a partial refund. They sent a picture, as you can see there, of a handle broken. But I don't know if it was for my item or not. I was gonna not get no partial. I told them to send the item back. I think it's past the 30 days now. If not, it'll soon be. They haven't sent it back. I've heard nothing else, so I consider it to be a done case. Sometimes people, they'll try to fish for a partial. They'll tell you the item arrived broken in 1,000 pieces. When they do that, the first thing you want to do, if they haven't already, is ask them to send photos. Send photos. And if you did your due diligence in packing the item well, tell them that you're going to open a claim and you need the photos to send to whatever carrier you use to send that item as part of your claim. And tell them to keep the box and the packaging that the item came in because that might be needed as well. Okay, so this is something else here. Let me see. Okay, this is an item. It didn't cost much. I think I sold it for like 14 something. It was something for the dog's breath or whatever. And so sometimes it was new in the package. But the item arrived and they said at the bottom. And now this, true enough, sometimes you have no way of proving if the customer is lying or not. But they said one of the bottles came and all the solution was out of it. Now they could have been showing me that old bottle. I have no way of proving that. So I just apologize, even if you feel like it's a scam. Sometimes you got to just apologize, or at least refund. At the least, just refund their money and keep it moving. Use it as a tax write-off, damaged goods, and stuff like that. So a lot of times you cannot prove something if you didn't mark your item. Well, in this case, it was new, so you couldn't open the pack and mark the item. But if you sell a used item, especially electronics, mark your item in some kind of way. If it has a serial number, show that serial number in the pictures you take when you put that item up there. And that'll help protect you in case somebody try to run a scam on you. Because they will try it. This is where they asked me to ship something right away. This is like another seller. He asked me to, he clearly said, items for a customer. And I promised him to track him today. I don't mind other resellers buying from me. I price my stuff, a lot of my stuff, I price it accordingly. Where I leave a little meat on the bone for a reseller to make some money. He might be on another platform or sold it. He might sold it to somebody on Amazon or somewhere like that. I don't care. And so I had no problem in getting the item shipped out right away for him. Now this is the case where it took forever for UPS. The item never arrived to the customer. It had been lost the customer was patient because they waited a long time to contact me. I waited. I actually told the customer, let me check into it. I checked into it with UPS. I seen through their system. It was lost. I emailed UPS. They said, look at the item is lost. And so I immediately gave the customer their money back. And if I want to file a claim, then I go and file my claim, but I give the customer their money back immediately. Okay, folks, that's it right there. That's the kind of stuff that, as far as returns, customer service, handling complaints and mistakes on your part, make sure that you do it in a timely manner. In most cases, you cannot win In some cases, you can if you did your due diligence in protecting yourself. All right, folks, that's it for this video, and I'll see you on my next one.